The empath hangover is real, and today we're going to talk about it. What is it? How did it happen? What you could have done differently, and how to move forward. I'm Silver, the Rogue Yogi, a born clairvoyant, near-death experiencer, and spiritual pragmatist. Empath hangovers are like emotional hangovers, but they are worse. They most often happen when you're in a gathering and you've left yourself open for too long, you've stayed for too long, you've played therapist for too long, and you don't realize it until later the hangover hits and you feel fuzzy and maybe a little bit depressed, maybe a little anxious. It all depends on what you absorb. And now you're stuck with that residue all through your auric field. So the first thing we want to do is trace it backwards. When during the day did I first notice my energy change? Who was I with? What was being talked about, or what was I talking about, or what was I listening to? And as you recall that, name how you actually felt in the moment. Maybe you felt a little trapped, felt like this really wasn't your information to even know. When you can see the situation clearly, then you want to think through what you could have done differently. This is like energy hygiene. I'll use myself as an example. I was speaking with someone and absorbing a lot of pain, trauma, active resentment. At the time, I thought I was being helpful, but then I was absolutely flattened. I also realized I was not the appropriate person to have that information. Because people feel they can talk to you so easily, you receive information like about their mental state or their well-being. I'm a parent. I knew I needed to give that information to the parent of the person I was speaking to for safety reasons. That's my example. Now I've gotten a lot better at catching it in the moment and finding a kind pause in the conversation and saying something like, I am so sorry you're going through all this, and I really feel for you. I do not dive in deeper like I'm a therapist, because I'm not. I do not bring up or react to anything else I get through any of my other inbound means of communication, and stay focused only on the words they're giving me. And you can come up with your own language. You can take this whole thing and just strip it for parts and make it work for you and your personality and the way you talk. And then I would have gotten up, I would have physically exited, gone to the bathroom, I would have turned on the faucet, I would have stuck both my wrists in and let that cold water just run over my wrists. If you can, if it's appropriate, and it's not weird, you can take a shower. That's even better. The last thing you want to do when you're a little bit settled, just emotionally scan your body and then ask your body, is this mine? Our bodies are divinely connected too. Everything is made of the same consciousness or medium. And if you ask that question with intention, our bodies will release what we've picked up, leaving us only with the emotions that really are ours to begin with. So asking that question, feeling through it. It's for me, when something's leaving or it's not mine, I feel a lifting sensation, like almost dissolving upwards. You will feel a shift. And that is a sensation that you should get to know. You want to be able to know the next time this happens, we're back to equilibrium again. Another quick fix is to go outside. I think this works best in the winter when it's cold and you can feel like the air drill up your nose and like it just like, but if it's summer, I tend to like the wrists under the sink or the shower. When you start practicing this, at first, you're gonna still be like, oh my God, I let it happen again. That's fine. As you keep practicing, not taking on other people's emotions, you're going to notice it happening in the moment, which is awesome. You can still divert, you can still recenter. You'll be able ultimately to see it coming and avert it altogether. So that's the ideal. That's what you're working toward. But it does take practice. After a while, you'll get to see certain patterns. Which people tend to draw you in? What subjects tend to set you off? And those are also really important for your energy hygiene. Like knowing the subjects that get you going, knowing the people that usually end up poking your buttons, or the situations that make you the most uncomfortable. This is a lot about pattern seeking too, because that's also a preventative method for this kind of emotional hangover. I'll meet you in the next one.